All right, so welcome to our webinar on smart forms. This is part 3, but if you missed part 1 and 2, no worries. You can dive right in and watch those later if you'd like. I'll include them in the follow-up email. Last time we talked about all the ways that smart forms helps keep families engaged and how easy it is for families to submit forms through the family portal. So today, we're going to be focusing on how smart forms make it easy to review and analyze those form submissions we talked about last time, while making sure that only the people who need to see the submissions see them. So I'm Victoria, and I'll walk you through some of the specific features that make it easy for schools to review form submissions, and then Nathan will take you all into the platform and show you how everything works. So feel free to ask questions in the chat throughout, and then we'll also have a Q&A at the end. Awesome. So August is all about enhancing student support at every step. Our platform helps a lot of different teams, but we like to think of these as sort of the 3 main aspects of the platform. So documentation and form management, insight, compliance, and monitoring, and communication and engagement. So today we'll really be focusing on that form management and the communication engagement pieces. So when we built smart forms, our goal was to make things simpler for both parents and schools. So last time we mostly talked about how smart forms make it easy for parents. And today we're going to be talking about sort of the next step in that process, making it easy for schools to review the forms parents submit. So we'll be showing you how August makes it really quick to review form submissions, how to analyze submissions and action on them, and how to distribute that form submission data securely with role-based permissions. So Nathan will show you how all this works in the platform, but what's really nice about August is that you can quickly, oh, is that image not appearing?
Look like it. That's all right.
Weird. Okay, well, you'll get to see it all on the platform. But what's really nice is that you can quickly see which submissions need review. So you can filter by submission status, which allows you to see which submissions need to be actioned on. You can then accept forms in one click, or for our power users out there, use our keyboard shortcuts. And so we talked about this last time, but throughout the review process, it's really nice to be able to follow up with parents directly within the platform. So again, just making it simple, quick, and easy. And then we take security very seriously at August, as I'm sure you realize. So we also wanted to share some of the cool ways that you can use role-based permissions to make sure that only people who need to see form submissions can see them. You can designate specific roles for form submission visibility. So even when you're building the form itself, you can actually designate that within the form builder. And then you can restrict visibility for that specific form to only certain roles. You can also designate files with tags to restrict access. So for example, if a file has the, let's say, neuropsych evaluation tag, then only a counselor role can see that. So you can set that visibility for different tags to make sure that those who do need to see that see those files, stay in the loop. So, all right, now I'll hand it over to Nathan, who will walk through what this all looks like in the actual platform.
Great. Thanks, Victoria. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay. So let's get started here. So I'm going to just do a quick little recap. We've actually covered this in the previous 2 installments of the form builder. I'm currently in the August platform, and this is the main jumping off point. So this can jump you off into multiple workflows within the platform, but I am just going to go and do a quick recap of the forms area. You can build and configure and customize a number of different forms in the platform, really to your heart's desire. And so when I click on my templates, I'm just going to show you one example of that. I have my sample annual physical form. And in here, we start our customers off with a kind of a library of forms that they can then customize and create their own specific, workflows within the platform having to do with forms. This is an annual physical form, and it's as easy as dragging and dropping any form that you'd want to, enable a parent to download and then print out, take to their doctor, and then push back into the platform through the parent portal. A couple of things to notice here. First of all, it's visibility. Now, the visibility you could set to where once that that document is actually taken back into the platform on the student's record, you can set which roles in the August platform will be able to see that actual document. So you can limit who can actually see certain documents right as you're creating and customizing those forms. And as you can see here, this annual physical, I might want to have also an athletic trainer be able to see that, clinic aide, and also a doctor. And so these are all going to be visible to the people that have those roles within the platform. The second thing to notice here is that when I go in and edit this question, this is kind of an import-export process that will be embedded in the form. I can also set a tag for this particular file. So when it comes back in filled out, it's automatically going to have the tag of an annual physical form. And this is going to be relevant a little bit later in the demonstration when you're trying to surface this type of information to people that may not have access to the actual application, but they may have access to what we call our faculty portal, which is for teachers to view learning plans up in the faculty portal by student. It's for coaches to look at annual physicals up in the platform, up in the portal, I should say, as well. So this is where you can set all of those different tags, and then you can restrict visibility to those forms that are being stored on the students' records up in the portal based upon the tags that they have access to. Okay. Now I'm going to go into the parent portal. So you're basically creating all of these templates, and then they get put into packets. And then the packets get sent out through an email link that's a magic link. And then parents can go in and they can access their own packets. So here I'm going to access Blair Foreman's packet. And going to switch gears slightly away from annual physicals. I'm going to talk about allergies here. So again, this is going to be really customized very specifically to each individual school and the requirements that you have of parents submitting health records. And I'm going to go into my allergies. And so when a parent accesses this particular section, like other sections, there's a lot of content already built into the platform. So if I'm going in and I'm saying, well, my child has a peanut allergy, I can basically choose the peanut allergy or a number of different allergens that are already built into a dropdown in the platform. The same thing is true for the types of reactions and so forth. And then any medications that you've already put into the platform that your student should have access to, those will be in there as well. So the parents are able to say, my student, if they have a reaction, will get this medication. And you can add as many allergies as you like. And so when I'm done filling this out, I can just go ahead and submit as a parent, and I can continue to the next form. So it just pushes me to that next form. Now I have my conditions form. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the enrollment review area where you're able to look at each individual student's packet, what's been done, what hasn't been done. So I'm going to go back into the application itself, and I'm going to go into enrollment. Enrollment, as Victoria said, you can have the entire list of all the packets and all the students, but you can also filter those as well. So if I want to filter by just the ones that need review, I can see which ones have been completed over here in each column, which ones have not been completed. Maybe I want to send some reminders out. I can do so right here. You know, we need this, that, and the other for you to complete. I can also communicate with parents right at the form level. So if I wanted to shoot just a quick message and say, hey, I need a little bit more information on this particular form, I can go in here, I can look at their entire packet, and then I can add a little communication through this plus sign that would go back into the portal. It would also send an alert to the parent where they would know specifically and precisely what you want them to complete. So now I'm going to go down into my allergies. As you can see here, it needs review. So I submitted that through my parent portal. Now when I click on allergies, here's all the information. And that looks pretty good. And so what I can do is I can then go in and I can accept this, and then that will be marked accepted on the parent record. They know that that's been completed, and then I can move on from there. And as you can see, the checkbox is there, letting the parent know that that's now been completed. So now let's go back to our annual physical and how we can surface that to different folks, teachers can surface, again, learning plans or accommodations or anything that you've created for them on the behavioral health side. On the physical health side, it's critical for coaches in particular to be able to see annual physicals. So I'm going to go into I'm back in my portal, and I'm just going to search one of my students, and I can pull up Ella's record. And this is her entire student record with all of her health information here. We also have very powerful document management and storage in here as well. So if I click on documents, Ella's parents submitted that annual physical that was all filled out, and then that's going to go in here. And you saw that when I created that template. Now I have the annual physical form accessible right here. We've got it marked as an annual physical. We have the date that it was submitted and also an expiration date that we're tracking there as well. And so say I'm a coach, but I need to see those annual physicals that are flowing in. I can go over, and as a coach, I also can get in through a single sign-on through the student information system. I can also single sign-on through Google. And I would go in here, and then I would just see my little athletics icon here. And this just shows the sport or the activity that I'm coaching. And if I click in here and I access Brooks's record, I can see all different types of health information right here at the top level. I can see any tags that have been added. Emergency contact information can be up here as well. And then you'll notice a number of different documents down here, one of which is the annual physical. So by just tagging the annual physical and saying, if you coach this student, anything that's tagged as such in the documents will be surfaced up in the portal for you to view. So I think that is the description of the enrollment process: creating file tags, creating visibility, putting information up into the portal selectively and very carefully and thoughtfully so that only certain people are seeing certain documents that are being collected through the enrollment process.